This evening, I'm going to show you how I make, or how I'm going to make burritos. And we're making it according to our eating plan, that there's no dairy or meat or anything like that involved in it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with, I'm trying to make sure it's consistent in terms of how I set it up. The first thing I did this evening was to take an onion that I already had and chop it up. Now I've already chopped it up, and I have it already prepared. It makes it go easier that way. Plus that's the way they do it on TV. But I have the onions here, and I have my cutting board, and I'll chop up. You can chop up as many as you like, because what we're going to do is wrap them in tortilla shells. Okay. And I have one spinach tortilla shell, and the others are wheat tortilla shells, because I only had one left. And so I'm going to chop up my onions, however many you like. I don't like a whole lot of onions, so I only did about 1/4 of an onion. And I did about 1/2 of a green pepper. And just cut it up in small, chop it up so that it can be sauteed in a pan with a little bit of olive oil. All right. And sauteing is just a way of softening it. And you do that just until it begins to look clear. Lucid. Oh, not lucid, that's not the word. You want it to look, so you can like see through it. What's that word? Transparent? Transparent. Yeah, it looks a little transparent. It looks a little bit silky and all. In other words, it's getting to be soft. So you do that in the pan. What I added to that were the Morningstar Gorilla Crumbles. You can get these in any of the frozen food section of the store. I got these at Safeway. They are the gorillas that are already crumbled up, so it appears to mimic ground beef. I think it has a nice taste. I'll use it in making spaghetti, use it for making, the kids like to have haystacks or tacos, so use it like that. So when I saute these and get them sort of soft, it only takes about 3 or 4 minutes to do that, and a little bit of olive oil. I added some of the Gorilla Crumbles. I didn't use the whole package, but it depends on how much you're making. But I used, maybe about 1/4 cup of them. Yeah, just pour them in there. And when I finished, and just left them, now these are already cooked, so it's not like you're cooking them, you're just warming them. And so when they get finished, then it looks like this. I had my green pepper and onions cut up a little coarse.
Get that a little closer to the lens here.
Okay.
All right.
See? So it just looks like that, and as you can smell, it smells pretty good. I didn't add any additional seasoning to it. You can do that usually if we're making tacos or things. I add taco seasoning or some other kind of seasoning. You can do that. I didn't add
so that's the onions and bell peppers, and everything's all chopped up.
Right, it's already chopped. Onions, bell pepper, and then I added that when I put it in the frying pan with a little olive oil. Once I did this doesn't take long, so I sort of saute those first, onions and green pepper first, then add the gorillas. Because these only take a minute. All you have to do is cook them so that they're heated.
How much olive oil?
Oh, maybe about how much did I use? Maybe a tablespoon. I just pour it in there so that I put it in the pan, but it doesn't have to take a whole lot.
Okay.
Okay. Then I just sort of let that cook together. The next thing I did this evening, now I wanted to add rice to it. That just gives it a little more substance. So I cooked some brown rice and wild rice together, and I only used this. I use this brand because it's the only one they had in the store that I wanted. But I've used something else. I used Spanish rice from Farmhouse, and it tends to be pretty tasty. I did not check ingredients, but for the most part, it's usually rice and seasonings. This has with traditional herb seasonings and other natural flavors. So I thought it would make it work. So it took just a few minutes to cook it, and so then it looks about like that. It's a little dry, but it's okay. It'll work. Now, what I'm going to do now is put the tortillas together. What I do, can you switch that around? All right. I heat the tortilla on, I have a grill pan that I heat up. And these only need to be heated. Just, I should have put that on a little higher. Okay, it came on and I'll let it sit there. I usually give it a few minutes to heat up. It's nothing wrong with eating it like it is. I mean, it's already done, but it's, what?
Oh, that's okay. We can see it. It's
yeah. So I just put it on a griller pan. It's I should have turned this up a little higher when it first went on, but to give it a couple of minutes. And then the rest of it is about putting it together. And in place of using cheese, I'm going to use hummus. And I just picked Sabre is the one I usually buy, but there are many others. And it's an organic one. And I think this one is roasted red pepper hummus. They have all different kinds. You can use your choice, get your choice. Use just plain hummus if you want to. But I like this on everything. Toast, sandwiches, you know, tomato and lettuce sandwiches, anything like that. I use the hummus. The other thing that I'm going to put in it is some salsa. Now, if you don't like salsa, you don't have to use it. I use any particular brand. It's, well, sort of name brand ones. I think I may use this, but I use others as well. But any salsa that you like. This happens to be a chunky salsa, medium, spicy. Some people like it hot. Some people like it mild. That fits me. And so I'm going to, let me check on this now. Let me see if this is about ready.
Some of us don't like any spice.
Some people don't want it spicy at all. Exactly. Some people don't even like hummus.
That's me.
Okay, some people don't even like salsa. But it gives it a little more flavor. Because remember I said I didn't put any spices or any seasoning in the grillers and the onion and green pepper, but they taste good by themselves. When you put onions and green pepper in mostly anything, it tastes really good. Adding a little bit of rice. And we'll roll it. Now, the other thing you can also do, I'm making burritos, but you can make tortillas with this. I mean, you can make quesadilla is what I'm thinking about, but I don't use any. Don't use the cheese, but you can use the hummus in place of the cheese, which I think would taste good. And I've done that at home myself. All right, now this is a little warm now.
Okay.
And I'm going to take the hummus and spread it all throughout. Usually we would be doing it like this. This is better. On a flat surface. Hummus is good. I never learned to eat hummus until I moved to Portland. I didn't know what hummus was until I worked in an office and we would have a potluck and people would make hummus and cracker chips or hummus and...
Did we get a picture of the hummus brand name?
Yeah. Yes, we did.
Oh,
Remember,
okay.
it was the Sabre.
Okay.
Sabra,
Okay.
or whatever, S-A-B-R-A, Sabria. Okay. And you put as much of this as you like.
You have this how many times a month?
You know what? If I hadn't thought about making it for this, I wouldn't have even remembered to make it. I'm going to add the salsa right in here. I'm not going to do a lot because this is going to fill up pretty quickly. Then I'm going to add, you could add this in any order. I don't think there's any particular way that it has to be done. and a little bit of the rice. I may be filling it too much, but let's put a little bit. The other thing that I'm going to add is some cilantro. And this gives it a nice flavor. Just a few little pieces of cilantro. I probably should have broken it up more, but I'll pick it. I'll show you how. And if I was at home, I've taken it off and taken the stems off for the most part, but I just put a few of the leaves in it because it gives it a nice little flavor. It has a very nice aroma to it as well. Not too much. Makes it a little more tasty. Now I'm going to wrap this. I'm going to fold it up, and now I've made it too big, but you watching me?
Yep.
Okay. Now I put a lot of food in there, okay? But you don't have to put that much. And then you can bite it, eat it, roll it in a different roll than that, or serve it just like that. You can add more salsa if you'd like with it. But that's pretty much it.
And this dish is called?
This is a burrito.
Okay.
And the only thing, in making foods, I like to put what I like. At least I'm learning to do that, to put what I like into foods.
Right.
So what I put in there, what I would like. But you can put, I tried with some leftover food that was cooked for me, some greens and chili that was made for me last week that I brought home. And the last day when I had the last amount left, I rolled it in a tortilla, and I used, I put a little bit of, I didn't have hummus to use, but I did a little bit of cheese on mine at that time, and I put a little sour cream, and it was really good. And I'm eating greens and chili wrapped in a tortilla roll. So I feel like you can do whatever you'd like to with these. Fill it up as much as you want or as little as you like. I did quite a bit with that.
Okay.
So that's basically it.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.